How are we going, folks? Welcome to Maidencast. This is the show where we have been going through the entire back catalogue of Iron Maiden, one album, 1 week at a time. We went through the entire back catalogue. We went through every side project and solo album along the way. So if this is your first show, this is what we've been up to. Go on the playlist, look at Maidencast, and go back to the beginning or start wherever you want.
Whenever you want.
But
Start with your favourite
yeah,
album.
here we are, up to date. We've been covering news and coverage of whatever events has been going on in the Maiden world ever since we finished that series. And here we are now with the release of Bruce Dickinson's, what is it, 7th solo album now? The Mandrake Project. Should I have counted that before?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7. Yeah. What we got? We've got Tattooed Millionaire, Balls
to
Picasso, Skunk Works, Accident of Birth, Chemical Wedding, Tyranny of Souls. Everyone forgets that one. And their Mandrake project, yeah.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen this before, people, this is about as professional as it gets.
Yeah.
Counting on our fucking fingers. So,
yeah. So, yeah, this has been a long time coming. We were hearing inklings of a new solo album since the release of the Book of Souls.
Well, this has been going longer than that, because if you watch the quick...
I'm saying when we first heard about it.
Yeah. If you watch the 3.5 minute making of that he's dropped on YouTube recently, apparently this has been 14 years in the making. So it would only been a few years after Tyranny of Souls come out that he started this.
I was as far back as that, yeah.
Yeah, so you're talking before Final Frontier, mate.
It's funny because he, when with Tyranny of Souls, he said the whole album's quite leisurely. It would be a song here and a song there, and then there was an album's worth of material where he just put it out, and he didn't tour that album, and didn't really do a lot of promoting for it either. And
no, because the Maiden machine was still, they'd only just been back together about 5 years, hadn't they? So it weren't.
Yeah, but still, it was still very
that it is now.
It still was. You can take this or leave it. I did it as a bit of fun, and you can enjoy it as a bit of fun. He was like, I did this album entirely off my own back. There was no record deal. There was no pressure. This was just fun. And in the anthology DVD, he was kind of on his days off on whatever Maiden tour he was on. He said he would just walk around with headphones in and just jot notes down as and when. And then when he had a day off, he would knock a song out, you know. While this one seems to have been a lot more focused and a bit more of a bigger project.
Oh yeah, this has been an album. It's like, I want to put this out, and it.
There's been talk of a concept as well, but then I've seen more recent interviews where he's kind of looked like he kind of dropped the whole concept thing, because I think rightfully so. The concept album, it's an ambitious project as it is, but rarely are they fully pulled off. And he said, it's not a concept, because with a concept you always end up sort of painting yourself into a corner, and you know what's happened to. You're always chasing the lyrics and chasing the story, trying to nail everything down. While if you just, so I think a bit like Chemical Wedding, I think this is more of a common theme than a concept. And the overall the overall concept will be fleshed out in this comic book series that's accompanying it. We already did a single review for Afterglow of Ragnarok. Did we do
we didn't do Rain on the Graves. No, I avoided it completely, because as you know, I'm slowly coming around to your way of thinking, like listening to songs out of context, not the way to go. And especially when at the time I thought this was still a concept album. It's like, oh no, fuck that. It's like, whereas it is like walking into, imagine fucking your first thing you're hearing off Mindcrime would be, I Don't Believe in Love. And you're like, what? You know, what the fuck? So no, I waited.
Well, yeah, I mean, albums aren't like films, are they? You for a film, you get a trailer, so you get half an idea. But just a song,
albums, you dropped in, and
a track that's smack bang in the middle. It doesn't work, and not especially with metal albums, because metal albums don't. You're not meant to. You don't write when they're writing a song. You might come to you and go, "Cool, this would be a good one for radio," or "Cool, this would be a." But that's as that's an afterthought. That's actually, once you've stepped back, when they design the song, that doesn't really come in mind, you know. So yeah, and not only that, I think a lot of it's down to the people that work at the record labels. Like I
Yeah,
say,
big time, yeah.
that last Slayer album, whoever picked the singles for that album, I think should have been sacked.
Yeah, you didn't like it, did you?
No, until the actual album came out. It was like, makes sense now. But we've had that discussion. So yeah, should we go through the lineup of the band?
Yeah,
So
it's
obviously Bruce and
Roy's
Roy
Ed.
Z.
Roy's Ed.
Who's Ed?
Roy's.
Roy's. And then
Roy
we've
Z.
got Chris Decleric. Sorry, mate.
Well, are you giving it the live lineup or the album lineup? Because obviously
the
they're
album
different.
lineup. Yeah, I'll go for the album. Chris Declerc, maybe. Sorry, mate. But yeah, his guitar leads on track 3. Dave Marino on drums.
Yeah, Dave Marino on drums.
And
Yeah,
Miss Feria on keyboards.
Keyboards, yeah.
What's he been in? He looks familiar, actually. I've just brought his photo up.
Oh, he's been around.
Yeah.
He's one of them journeymen, you know.
Yeah, no, he's got a bit of a CV on him. So yeah, no slouch. Mind you, if you're working with Roy, you're
Oh yeah, Roy's a fucking animal. You know, total animal, mate. He is. What a musician.
Let's have a look at his drummer, actually.
He's never really got the notoriety he deserves, I don't think.
Dave Marino is currently in Puddle of Mud. He was in Tribe of Gypsies.
Yeah, so. I say Tribe of Gypsies, it's never really took off, did it, for him?
No, yeah, he drummed on Tyranny of Souls as well, this drummer.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
So yeah, so familiar faces. Yeah, so in terms of backgrounds, there's kind of loads of it, but not a lot at the same time. We know he's been working on it for a long time. We know, obviously, If Eternity Should Fail became an Iron Maiden song. It's been slightly reinterpreted for this album.
Yeah.
Although if you did buy the single, you would have got
the demo, didn't you?
Yeah, demo version of it. And the rest of it's kind of been on lock and key, really. Like Bruce is sort of talking about it, but although he's talking about it, he's
not saying a whole
really
lot,
giving much away. All we know is, it's accompanied by a comic book, and it kind of was a concept, but now it isn't. So,
it sort of died on its arse a bit, didn't it?
Yeah.
But,
what do you think of the album, though? Your initial thoughts before we get into the tracks. What's your? It's still pretty fresh. We
this is what it's going to be, because I've only listened to it. I'll be honest, guys. I've only listened to it once, and I've 1.5 times. I've listened to it once, you know, and it's last night, headphones, the fucking lot, in the dark, you know, proper soaking it up, and then I've had it on in the car this morning, you know, as much as my little short commute to work would allow.
So this is an initial reaction, really, rather than a thing, because I've not exactly been. I've only listened to it about 3 times. I
mean, I don't want to do it a disservice by doing it a review now, because it's great. And we like you say on Maidencast, we try and avoid doing that, don't we? We're given a reaction, but we don't. Like when Senjutsu come out, we leave it a month, didn't we? We really fucking soaked it up and took it on board. But as far as, you know, initial reactions go, it's good. There's nothing that really. There's no fucking hit single, for lack of a better word. There's nothing that stands out and goes, oh, fuck, I've got to go back and listen to that again.
I will say this album rewards repeated listens.
Yeah, I can see that.
I thought that on that first listen.
Yeah,
I had a pretty long drive, and sort of did it majority of it on the way there, and then on the way back.
For that, because you managed to fucking smash through it.
Yeah, but and at first listen, I was a bit, yeah, okay.
Yes, what I was like last night. There's you're trying to assimilate all this information, and it's like, no, I need time.
This is a pretty thick book, and it takes time to digest.
Well, you should expect nothing less from Bruce Dickinson, really. Should you?
Yeah. what I would say is a lot of people, a lot of reviews I'm seeing is that this is like a follow up or a true sequel to the Chemical Wedding. And no offense, I think that's a real normie take. It's a bit like when people say
Yeah.
Midsummer is the new Wicker Man. No, it's not.
Yeah, that's lazy. And
I'm a
it's
fan of Midsummer, by the way. It's just not the new Wicker Man. It's a completely different beast on its own. But this is a completely different beast on its own, is what I'm
yeah.
saying. That's the point I'm making.
What's the thing? Dickinson has never no. All right, you had Accent of Birth and you had Chemical Wedding that sounded similar in virtues of production, but every album has been wildly different. And this is no exception. Because there's some stuff I'm listening to on here, and it's like, fuck me, this could have been written like yesterday. Oh, and the next track was like, fucking hell, this could be written in 1976.
That's what I was going to say.
There's a proper fucking broad spectrum of stuff going on.
This feels to me like a 70s album.
Yeah, and, big time. Proper fucking classic rock, proper driven.
Yeah, it's got Deep Purple feels with it. The keyboards feel there's that sort of organ that that hum.
The old Hammond.
It's very John Lord, very John Paul Jones as well, especially on those early. Like, I'm thinking especially the first Zeppelin album. I feel it's quite psychedelic in a way as well, and not in a all over the place. But there is that. There is that looseness to the music here as well that the psychedelic albums had. And yeah, just a way it has a very 70s aesthetic to it. It feels very analogy. It feels very warm, and it's got like a spooky, dreary. I feel like I'm listening to the album, but feel like I'm watching an old Hammer horror film or something like that. It's
I can see that. Yeah,
like the Friday night late horror films that you would get.
And knowing, and I bet if you said that to Bruce, he'd probably hug you.
Yeah,
because he's banging
hopefully
all shit, isn't he? Yeah, but I think he'd like that analogy,
and I'd hug him back. Yeah,
that's it.
But no, that's how I feel. I feel like I'm watching an old some film about witches being burnt. You know, the Hammer horror films where there's all witches and they've all got massive tits, and they're covered in blood. Yeah, that sort of stuff. The Devil's Daughter or something like that. Witchfinder General, And
but no, it's there's definitely many layers here.
Yeah, definitely.
And to give it a score now would be doing it a disservice, because like you say, we didn't want to do that with Senjutsu.
I wouldn't. I would
do it. We didn't do it with Circle of Stone either, because we recently
who gives a shit about scores anyway?
But I'm saying we recently reviewed that, but we've let it settle for a couple of weeks, haven't we?
Yeah.
Obviously you got it earlier because you bought the pre-order and that, but I had it a week to really thing me it. So don't expect us to fucking give you the breakdown of it now. We don't do that on Maidencast, but this is, as a reaction goes, this is
Well, we're going to come back in a few weeks, basically, and give you a real deep dive. But
there's some standout stuff on it already. But but it's weird because, like I say, there's no instantaneous hook single there.
Yeah.
But each song has got something where you're like, oh fuck, whoa, I didn't see that coming, or oh, that's fucking awesome, or it's a mixture of it's a definite mixture of a load of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Afterglow of Ragnarok, that
left me quite cold, to be honest. Once I got over the initial, Bruce is back, it was like,
there was just so much going on in the song, and it was just that I always had that sort of, that's interesting. Play that again. And it was an intriguing song because it was like this album could really go anywhere.
Yeah.
And I think once I got over this isn't Chemical Wedding Part 2,
Yeah.
And started appreciating it for what it
For
was.
what it is. Yeah.
Rather than
what you wanted it to be.
Yeah. And but I'm glad it's not.
Yeah.
Because, you know, sometimes God punishes you by giving you exactly what you want.
Exactly what you want. Exactly.
And it wouldn't. I wouldn't have wanted Chemical Wedding Part as much as I want Chemical Wedding Part 2.
Yeah.
I don't.
No,
it's the last thing I want.
No, that's a standalone.
Nothing will ever match
it.
Yeah, that was lightning in a bottle. And no, how's he meant to do it without Adrian? Because as much as we love Roy,
yeah,
him
and Adrian are fucking. They're like that, aren't they? You know.
Yeah,
they are the perfect. They're one of probably the most perfect.
But this isn't that. This is Bruce and Roy.
Exactly.
But none of that. How can you compare to an album that was fucking? Well, it's more than 25 years ago at this point.
Chemical Wedding
was a separate piece of work. But like I say, now once you get into it and start exploring it, it is just like a catacomb of an album because it just goes down all these different routes. You've got flamenco guitar on one song. You've got proggy psychedelic
you've got
keyboards on another. You've got
electric
strings,
drums. You've got all sorts of shit.
And like I say, it does. I can't stress it enough. It feels very 70s.
Yeah, it does.
This feels like it feels like an album I've found in your dad's record collection or something. I've never heard of this band, and it's like some underrated band that musos bang on about now in through YouTube and forums and stuff like that.
I know. You've bitten that on your.
And I think quite, that the look of that video for Rain on the Graves actually quite suits it now the more I think of it as well. I watched it once and sort of went,
I haven't actually watched it.
Have you not watched? Oh, you'll love it.
No, that's what I said. I still so clear of it. It was like, no, I'm not
you've
doing
got Bruce all done up in Victorian garb, and it's like this Faustian story where he sells his soul to the devil.
Yeah.
And as he signs the contract, he's like, "Oh." Looks at the camera like, what could go wrong? And then he's like in this graveyard playing with a band and that. And but it's and that's obviously in the song as well. Walking through the grave, an old man came and said to me, have you come to what's your business here today? Have you come to something, or have you come to pray? Basically sells his soul. But no, that's a good song. I'm trying to think. I'll tell you what, the one. But if you are, don't get too put off. If we have, if you are thinking, oh, hold on a minute, I quite like Accident of Birth. Quite like Chemical Wedding. I want Roy Z and Bruce to be rocking out. Well, the one you want then is Mistress of Mercy, because that one is the. That is the straight ahead rocker on the album. That is the one where I'm like,
the one that they mean the one where Dickinson ripped off his own band for? Go back and listen to Skunk Works. Go and listen to Head Switch.
Well, that's what I just said. I just said that this is the one where it's like familiar.
Yeah.
This is the one where it's like,
but it's not though, because that's the one album that Roy Z wasn't on. Or like
no, I would say that what Mistress Thingy would have fitted quite well on Accident of Birth rather than Skunk Works.
But it is it's a Skunk Works riff.
Is it? Oh, it is a Skunk Works.
Go and listen. Go and listen to Head Switch.
Yeah,
and then listen to that. And it's like, because I was listening to it last night, and I was like, "Fucking hell, I know this." And I put it, and I went back on Spotify and found it, and it's like, "Fuck, it is." It's weird. Obviously, he changed it just slightly, but it's he took that and reworked it almost. Got the same vibe, same sort of tempo, a lot.
Right, you say something while I look it up.
Yeah, but no, like. I say there's not any standout tracks. The track that sort of got me was Many Doors to Hell. That was a good one. And they're all good. They've all got bits for them in their own way. But that was one that maybe really.
I hate it when Luke's right. Yeah.
They told you.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's punishment for Chris Dale going out on tour with Paul Di'Anno the other week.
Yeah.
It's gone, right, fuck you. I'm going to take one of our songs and rework it.
I'm trying to think of other ones. Resurrection Man's got a nice Sabbathy feel to it in the middle. Obviously, should we go into it? We got Eternity Has Failed.
Yeah, changed ever so slightly.
What do you think of this?
Yeah, I mean, first, because obviously that's an old friend, isn't it? You know, that because that was a brilliant song when it opened Book of Souls. And knowing obviously Bruce now, he's changed the intro. He's put a real flute in there this time. Proper Jethro told it right up.
Another, yeah.
But what I will say is, as good a drummer as Dave Moreno is, he's no Nico McBrain.
Can I just mention
that song doesn't flow as well as it did with Maiden, and it's the drums for me that do it. Dave's got a very static beat behind it, whereas Nico was all full of groove and proper swing and all the rest of it, because Nico's that sort of drummer. Obviously, Dave Moreno isn't that sort of drummer, so you can't compare the two. But it doesn't flow as well for me, and it misses the Maiden touch. But if we'd heard this version first, we'd be listening to the Maiden one going, oh, that don't work. That's weird.
Yeah,
so
I wouldn't concentrate too much on which one the better one is. Just enjoy.
No, that's I'm saying if that's exactly you can't compare it, but
just enjoy the song from a different angle.
Whatever version you listen to and love, the chorus is still fucking epic. Reaching a sail at the end of the world, eternity has failed. Fuck, what a fucking chorus that is, man. So good.
I mean, this one's got keyboards on it as well. It's even got backing vocals. Yes, and it is heavier. This version is heavier.
Yeah,
it's more open more chords, and
but it would be with Roy punching down on the guitars, because you know. But no, there is a good selection through it, and last track on the album is one that's going to grab you.
The last two, actually, yeah,
because it's obviously Shadow of the Gods is a ballad as well, but that's it's a sort of a mixture, bit of half and half there.
Where was one actually where I think it was the is it Shadow of the Gods? The opening melody, yes, so Shadow of the Gods. So it kind of opens with piano.
Yeah.
And then the opening melody, I thought, is he going to sing Chemical Wedding? And so
yes, so we know, And
I thought this is a similar melody to this, and I just thought, I wonder if he just at the end just uses that line to close it as like a bit of a
bookend sort of thing.
But he didn't.
No, he didn't. But no, it did remind me of that as well. I was sitting there thinking, fucking hell, what,
Are we going to go there? Yeah.
And that song also contains his heaviest ever vocal. It was like, fuck me, is he going to go there? Won't spoil it. You listen to it for yourselves, guys, and see if you can pick it out. But it was like, oh shit, hang on. Bruce does listen to all the styles, he does try and do it, but no. And then, like I say, the last song now, that's Sonata.
Yeah, I think that is the one.
All Beloved. That's all 10 minutes of it. That's a proper atmospheric. And if you're going to listen to it, put your headphones on.
Yeah, I mean, and the guitar on that is quite bluesy as well in the middle of it.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be the one in the live show where it's like, like when you hit, if he plays that live,
you think you do it live?
That will be, well, I'm just saying, if he does do it live, that'll be the one where it's like he's going to do it. Every Maiden song, or every, when you have a real special song on an album, when it's like
the centerpiece of the tour.
When they go to play it live, you have that moment at the beginning, like, oh fuck, they're going to do it.
Yeah, it's like we've had it just recently on Future Past when they played Hell on Earth. It was like,
or go back to Rime of Ancient Mariner. It's like, they are
Seventh
doing
Son.
It's like, they mean it. They meant it when they recorded this.
That's it. Yeah.
This,
if it's in the middle
put together an epic in the studio, that's all well and good.
Yeah, but do it live.
Doing it live, that means they've been practicing. And I think this will be the one. If he doesn't do this one live, it will be like, oh yeah. And no, I think we're going to get a healthy dose of this album live, because Bruce and Maiden as a whole, they pride themselves on new material. But also, he's going to be like, well, when am I going to get the opportunity to do this again?
But I think Bruce is conscious of the fact that he ain't toured for 1,000 years, and that people want to hear other songs. I think,
and we're going to get them. We're going to get them.
Yeah,
I think he's also going to be going. I don't know how many. You know, Maiden's back on tour this year.
Yeah, the only one he ain't going to cover is Skunkworks.
Yeah,
because he said that wasn't Roy.
Neither was Tattoo Millionaire, though, is it?
No, but I don't think he's going to do a whole lot from that. You might get Born in '58 or whatever.
I'm going to be really pissed off if he doesn't do Licking the Gun. But
fuck off. But
that's my favourite song ever. But
yeah, sure is.
But you know,
but I'll be I'll be breathing.
We live in hope.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be breathing rarefied air because I'll be one of the few people who can say they've seen him live twice.
Licking the Gun, finger licking, fun. Yeah. Yeah, all right.
I'll see him at the LA 2, mate, on a Chemical Wedding tour.
Yeah, we're not all 100, you know.
And when everyone fucking found out where I was going, they all laughed. They're like, oh, fucking hell, what are you going to see him for? It's like, you know, you new metal fucking pricks. But yeah, LA 2, mate. I couldn't even tell you what set was. 98.
98. So
that was about 3 months after I found Chemical Wedding promo release copy in a second-hand record shop in Camden.
Yeah, that was a good story. That
just flicking through as you do, and it was like
the original album leak, finding a promo copy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The original leak.
It was like fuck. Yeah, you know, it didn't have a booklet or nothing. It had an inlay card, and that was it.
What would you have got if you was reading that in like you was looking at that all the way home on the train? What would you have done if you had got home and it'd have been like bumba? You'd have been like, fuck.
Yeah, but you're lucky because in those days I had a Discman, so I was listening to it on the way home.
Oh, right, okay.
And, you know, I'm an old cunt.
Was it one of them skip-proof ones that you just?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah, but no, mate.
It's funny. You would shake them and they'd be fine, but then you just slightly knock it and
fucking skip 20 songs.
Yeah,
but no, it'd be awesome to see it live and just predictions on the set list. You know, put them downstairs in the comments because it would be like, after you've heard the album, what do you think will fit in the set list?
I mean, the point I was making was the solo album or the solo tour. Sorry, they're not often, and I don't know if they're gonna be often. So I think there's not going to be anything. There's not going to be. See how it goes, and then we'll do this. And if it's good, we'll do this one then. If the crowd reacts nice to this one, we'll do this one next tour. Save that one for next time.
Yeah.
No, I'm putting it in.
Yeah.
Because I don't know when I'm going to do it. That's what I'm saying.
Apparently he's already working on the follow-up album. So
yeah, but they all say that, don't they?
Yeah, but no, I think he realizes he ain't getting any younger. Is he 65 now?
Yes, 65 in Bruce Dickinson years though.
Yeah. You
know,
but no, I mean, I'm saying that I'm talking about his age on some of these, on all of the tracks, but some of them, his voice was like,
Bruce,
was like listening to fucking Maiden in the 80s, mate.
I think you can hear that he is aging now, but I think that's good. Yeah. I like how his voice is aging. I like.
Yeah, but some of the high notes
he's not able to do certain things he could have done in the 80s, but at the same time, he can do stuff he couldn't do. Yeah.
But even on some of it, like you're saying, he can't do it on some of it, like because of his age. Some of the songs I listened to, and there was certain notes when it was like, "Fucking hell, is this 1988?"
Yeah.
The guy. It's ironic you talking about he's fucking sold his soul to the devil in that video because I think he has. Because you name me a fucking singer of his age doing what he does. You know, there might be older singers, but they ain't singing all the songs in the same key. Most of them, they change the key, don't they? They get the guitarist to change key so they don't have to sing it as high. Not Bruce. Fuck that. Geezer's a legend.
Yeah, I'm thinking Rob Alford off the top of my head.
But he don't run around like a nutter.
He don't run around like a nutter, no, true.
Mind you. Fair play, he's older. But
I think he had a hip replacement. He's
pretty much a static figure.
Mind you, so's Bruce.
Yeah. But no, this is definitely get listening to this, guys, because it's going to reward multiple listens, I think, and it's
definitely. Like I say, I think I think with the hype, you're going to be expecting
Yeah.
like this big, heavy album.
And
It
it is
is a
heavy,
heavy album,
but
but
it's not.
there's a lot going on and a lot
Yeah.
where I don't think it's been put across to people just how varied the
No.
album is.
And I think he's
But
done it on purpose. I think he's trying to
yeah,
lead you down one path to really surprise you when you put the album on.
yeah, but it's like I say, it's a very varied album. There's a very unique atmosphere on this album that
Yeah.
you don't hear very often today. And yeah, and I do think, I mean, I don't think there's, you know, even Bruce would say there's not, you know, there's no one really that listens to his solo albums that don't listen to Maiden.
Yeah.
But I think this would stand on its own to a casual listener.
Yeah.
And
You don't see that.
but yeah, I'm looking forward to the live tour anyway, and I'm looking forward to hopefully getting this, you know, this underrated body of work a bit more exposure and a bit more,
Yeah.
hopefully bring it to a new audience and a new generation, because even Bruce has
Yeah.
said himself there is people in their 20s that weren't even born
Yeah.
when he did last play some of these songs live.
Yeah. That's it.
And some of these songs on this album are older than my two sons
Yeah.
now as it is. So
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I can say, yeah, fucking hell. But no, it's gonna be good. And I can't wait to review it properly.
yeah.
We can really pull it apart and give it the Maidencast treatment.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it then, folks. Like I say, there's no point in going too deep into it because we're still digesting this. This is still fresh, this album. We'll do a real in-depth song by song review in the next coming weeks. Like I say, my copy hasn't even turned up yet, neither's Luke's, but yeah, we'll probably do an unboxing edition. I don't know what edition you got. Did you get the all singing, all dancing one, or the
Yeah, I mean, you know me, I'm not.
I got the square one with the comic.
I wish I had
and,
the room to do it. I've been, you know, I'm a streamer. I'll admit that I ain't got the room for it. But I'm supposed to be going to the signing, but I'm not sure I'm going to go because it's fucking hell, you know. Thought of queuing out in the rain.
Well, I
At
was to
6
and
o'clock.
fro in about getting the one with a comic book because I was thinking, yeah, but this is going to be a 12 issue thing.
Yeah.
If I'm not going to collect them all, do I really need that
Do you
one?
want to go there? Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But
And if it ain't a true concept now,
well, I think the comic book will be, and
you think that'll broaden it? Think that'll
I think
right,
Kirk
okay.
Sutter's involved as well.
Yeah, it's weird because you're saying that because when he's
and the artist
said
ain't no slouch, and
he got the idea for the writing on the wall video with the bikers. He got that from watching Sons of Anarchy because he watched Sons of Anarchy over lockdown when he had nothing else to do. But what I didn't realise was he actually met Kurt Sutter.
Yeah.
And he explained the idea he had to Kurt Sutter because he wanted to make a film or something. And Kurt Sutter said, "No, you'd be mad not to do this as a comic."
Mm.
And it went from there. So
it probably got easier funding.
Yeah.
And whatever he has planned probably works easier on the page than it would have in a film, because, you know, committing
yeah,
and all that.
I might
unless
be wrong,
he
but
went
I
with
think
some independent.
He wanted
company,
to do like an animated thing or a live act. I'm not sure, but it was Kurt Sutter who talked him out of it. He said, "No, mate, do it as a comic. It'll be better." So there you go.
Yeah. So, like I say, when my copy turns up, I've had an email from Amazon. They reckon it's not even coming till the 5th. So, although the album's out now when this is going out, but like I say, I'll do an unboxing when it does arrive, and then in the next coming weeks we'll do a real proper in-depth song by song review.
We will.
So, thanks for watching, everyone. And like I say, if you are new to Maidencast, please go back, have a look on the playlist, Maidencast, whatever your favourite Maiden album is, or whatever you're underrated. You know, you might think, oh well, what do they think of this album? Pop on that one. And go and have a look. Like I say, we did the whole catalogue, and we'll be covering future releases as and when they come out. Obviously, as well, we've got tickets to see Bruce in July. We'll be doing a gig review of that as well. And yeah, with that, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him.
Yeah. See you later, folks.